Welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? we are at the very exciting. It's both super stressful because we are doing the biggest upgrade ever in IOTA's history. So a lot of things are coming together, a lot of things that need to be taken care of, and a lot of things to coordinate. But it's at the same time super exciting, right? We've been working on this for nearly a year now, and it's so close. It's right in front of us that Chrysalis is happening, right? So it's really beautiful to watch, and it's something that we can really be proud of. I think many of you that have tried Chrysalis with the Trinity wallet recently, it's just a different experience, right? It's a different piece of technology. It's a different project altogether. Like we're not just doing a network upgrade. It is what we basically said with the blog post, I think in February, with a new dawn, right? It's a new beginning for IOTA. And it's really a very exciting future for us moving forward, to really showcase that we are on the right path to be production ready, to be the first feeless distributed ledger that is also becoming production ready, that is being utilized in the real world. So it's very exciting to see it all coming together. Something else that was exciting this week is the Coinbase IPO. Some of you might have watched it. It was pretty crazy, I would say, where the share prices even jumped to $450 at one point. But where it basically settled right now is $330. So that's a market cap of 61 billion, which is still pretty good. If you think about, it was really crazy because I took a taxi yesterday for the first time ever since like 4 or 5 months, and while in the taxi I heard on the radio the radio host basically talking about, hey, there's this exciting IPO happening today, or direct listing obviously, that is happening today, and they were talking about why it's so exciting, right? Coinbase, they made $1.3 billion nearly last quarter, how they have millions of users, how they're managing hundreds of billions of assets. And it just made me realize how far we've come as an entire ecosystem. If you look back, like the way that all of this really started was on a shitty forum, right? It was really on Bitcoin Talk. Like this is really how most of this space begun. If you think about it, right? This is like nearly every one of the major projects of the older projects was announced on Bitcoin Talk, including IOTA. And on these interesting forums, I would say this is really where like this was the epicenter of crypto, where most of the early adopters met and exchanged ideas, where they talked about exciting projects, and also really where many of the innovations were launched. If you think about it, right? This is how it started, and now we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars, right, in valuations for startups in this crypto ecosystem, and we're talking about $2 trillion for the entire crypto space. It just makes you realize how far we've come, and it also makes you respect the achievements of those that are really building in this space, right? IOTA is obviously one of the leaders, but there's also many other builders in this space, and it's very exciting to see that throughout all of this we've stayed focused, and we've really like continued to deliver and continue to grow even when the tides were against us, when everybody was saying that this space is never going to survive, is never going to come back, and is all just smokes and mirrors. The best comparison that's always been given to crypto was tulips, if you think about it, right? The tulip market, I think it was in the early 1600s in the Netherlands, which was also a crazy bubble. But the point of those bubbles is that those assets don't recover. And what's obvious about crypto is that they are very serious asset classes. There is a lot of money in this space. There's a lot of users, millions of users all over the globe that not just see this as new asset classes, but that really benefit from the utility. If you think about a company like Coinbase making $1.3 billion in revenues in one quarter, it makes you realize that they don't make this out of smokes and mirrors or selling snake oil or having no business model at all. They do this because there's real value behind this. There's real interest and there's a real business model. And that's just a true statement to where we are right now in this evolution and also where we are heading, because the Coinbase IPO is really just a start. There's so much more happening with other banks also going to list crypto assets, right? There's more banks that are talking about not just doing ETFs, but that are actually talking about doing custody, and that are also talking about offering trading for crypto assets. And then on top of that, we have other exchanges that are eyeing for an IPO, like Kraken. There's discussions of 3 or 4 others that are also entering the traditional world of 8 to 5 trading 5 times a week, which is also it's kind of funny, by the way. Like, you're listing an exchange on an exchange, and one exchange is open 24/7. The other exchange is only open a few hours every day, and not on weekends. So it's kind of interesting. But this is really the crypto space. We started from very humble beginnings on Bitcoin Talk, where there was crazy people throwing around insane ideas. And some of those insane ideas crystallized into Ethereum. Some of those insane ideas crystallized into Ripple, into Cardano, into Polkadot. And some of those crazy ideas crystallized into IOTA. And it's absolutely thrilling to see that we are now 2 weeks away from the mainnet upgrade. So 2 weeks until the crystals become clear, until Chrysalis is finally through on the IOTA mainnet. So it's really damn exciting. The one community member made this amazing GIF here, where we go super I think in the English you say Cyan. I only know the German way to say it, super Cyan. I don't know, it's kind of funny. But we are going through an insane evolution, and we are on this path to become production ready. So it's really, really, really exciting to see how this is going to evolve. And another very exciting announcement or very exciting news to share is Tangle sheeps. They're going to migrate. They're going to migrate to the Chrysalis network. So it's really comforting for all of us to know that the sheep, our dear Tangle sheeps, will make it to the new IOTA network. It's actually really funny, just so you know, the way that this started, and I think this was maybe it started in early 2017, when there was this great community member who has a farm, set up this live stream, and you basically could send IOTA tokens to the sheep, and the sheep would then be fed. and there must have been like thousands of dollars being donated so far to the live feed. And they're gonna be adopted to Chrysalis. I think the next evolution of this will be to NFT the sheep. So we're gonna offer non-fungible tokens, make them tradable, make them collectible, and make some nice NFTs out of it. so I think that will be very exciting to watch. And yeah, Twitch is kind of screwing me over right now. But those are really the real world use cases that we live for, right? And it's crazy to watch it. Let's quickly talk about what is happening next. The team right now is fully focused on finishing the last testing together with the community as well. So we are in a really good standing there. We are also wrapping up everything in terms of like tutorials, videos. So you guys really don't have to worry about how this migration is going to work, because we will give you guys very clear instructions. And as you all know, we are active in the community. We're going to do a longer session probably next week on the migration itself. I still have to think about what we're going to do on Wednesday. Maybe we're going to do a live migration. I think that would be kind of interesting. We are updating the Chrysalis page. So basically on the Chrysalis page, you will then be able to verify all of the migrations that happened. That page will most likely go live on the 28th, so that everybody can verify what's been transitioned. Obviously, this is a decentralized verification, so only those that have been verified by the entire network will be able to be migrated to the new snapshot. So maybe let me open the migration blog post if I can find it here somewhere. Yeah, I think this one is actually better. Wait, let me go to the blog. The migration is starting on the 21st, right? And this is the post. So just so you guys know what's going to happen, and again, this will be clearly communicated throughout. So if you are a token holder, do not worry. This is going to be a very smooth experience, because basically what we've been working on in the Firefly wallet. First of all, Firefly is a complete new wallet. It's a complete new architecture, and it's really designed to, first of all, be the new Chrysalis wallet, right? The new wallet for the new network, but it's also there to help you guys transition from the old network to the new network. So what's going to happen on the 21st of April is that we are going to release a new Firefly wallet, where all of you who are token holders will be able to transition from the current network, the current IOTA network, to the new Chrysalis network. So this is a very simple process. And the way that you can think about this, oh wait, I'm not even sharing my screen anymore. It's a good point, thank you. Sorry, I'm still a newbie streamer. Right, 21st of April, we have the migration. So the way that you can think about the way the migration itself is that you guys are going to download the Firefly wallet, and the Firefly wallet has a basic input, which is your keybase, right? Your secrets, your encrypted secrets from the Trinity wallet, and takes that as an input, and then helps you to transition from the current IOTA network to the Chrysalis network. And it's some basic steps which the Firefly wallet will guide you through. And ultimately, what's going to happen is that in order to migrate from the current network to the new network, is you have to create a special transaction. And this transaction is basically sends your tokens to a burn address. And these transactions on the burn address can then be verified in the new Chrysalis network, so that when the Chrysalis network launches on the 28th, all of these burn transactions, right, are going to be transferred to the Chrysalis network, into the genesis of the Chrysalis network. So basically, you're burning net tokens on the current IOTA network to generate them on the Chrysalis network when the network goes live on the 28th. Pretty simple in theory. There's obviously a lot of development that went behind this entire migration to make sure that it's secure, that there is nothing to worry about, and that is really also a smooth experience for all of you, so that all of you will just have to enter your password, your seed, and the wallet will guide you through completely. So this is already happening next week, and some of you might not want to transition next week. There's absolutely no problem with that. You will be able to migrate at any point after the 28th. So if you're not at home, if you are on vacation, wherever you are right now, you don't have to worry. After the 28th of April, you will be able to easily migrate again through the same process by sending a transaction to the burn address. You're generating the new tokens on the Chrysalis network, and you're able to migrate over in a fluid manner. That means there's no big waiting periods for you. And for those of you that have tokens on exchanges, and I think this is a very important point that I want to make right now, is like if we quickly look on CoinMarketCap. Let me go to IOTA. Where's IOTA? Here. If we go to CoinMarketCap and we look at the current markets, we at IOTA, we've really tried our best to coordinate with all of the big exchanges so that they are going to support the Chrysalis integration, for one, by integrating IOTA, and for another, by also by doing the migration itself, right? What we can say right now is that Binance, we are currently working with them on the integration, so that's really great. They are probably going to finalize it over the next week or two, and we are coordinating the public communication with them as well. So Binance is sorted out. Huobi, we are also in close contact with them. Huobi will probably only do the integration after Chrysalis. For those of you that have tokens on Huobi, we will support Huobi on the migration from the current network to the new network. So there's absolutely nothing to worry about. If you have tokens on exchanges that do not support the migration, you don't have to worry about it, right? They are coordinating with us how to migrate, and the tokens are safe. As I mentioned before, at any point after the 28th, these tokens can be migrated. So that means the only thing that exchanges that are not supporting Chrysalis will not be able to do is to accept deposits and to accept withdrawals. So that's the only difference, right? So keep that in mind. And Bitfinex, we are also coordinating with them. They will be able to support it. We are going to publish more information on that. Bittrex, we're coordinating with them as well. I don't think that they will be able to support it at launch. Simply no capacity right now. OKX, same story. Overcapacity right now, but we are closely coordinating with them. And all the other exchanges, they are figuring this out themselves. I think when it comes to the larger exchanges, we're pretty happy with where we stand right now, because we have the support of Binance, we have the support of Bitfinex, we have the support of Bitpanda as well. So they already announced this. And we have OKX, we have Huobi, and we also have Upbit that are going to support the Chrysalis integration after launch. So that is really great, right? So we are in a much better spot than we were a month ago when it comes to the exchanges. So I'm really happy about that. I think Binance, hopefully they will be able to launch with us, but we are coordinating with them. We're helping them with the testing and all of that. As long as they have started the integration, they're about to finalize it, we are happy, right? So we're in a pretty good spot when it comes to the exchanges. And over the next week, we're going to publish more public communication about this together with the exchanges, so that all of you also know which ones are supporting it or not. But this is like I would say, this is the current situation. So that's a great position to be in, much better position than a month ago. So that's good. Other than that, we are working on publishing the new documentation as well, right? So that all of you who are building stuff can also easily build on the new network. But we should be in a good spot. Like we are really good, I would say. So it's really about to happen, right? I can't believe it. We have to think about what we should do. We have 2 weeks. We should think about some kind of community party, some kind of community event that we can do on the 28th, so that we can celebrate this. And we should really appreciate the effort of everybody in the IOTA Foundation, because they are really working overtime right now, and they are giving everything to make this happen. So big thumbs up to everybody that is making this happen in the IOTA Foundation. We really appreciate all of your effort, and obviously, I think the community should also show some love to the people at the IF, and also obviously the community developers, because the X teams has really done a tremendous job in helping us further test, develop, and improve the software. We have dozens of community members that are testing the wallet together with us and are continuously improving it. And then obviously we have the Hornet team that helped to build the node software. So it's really exciting to build all of this together. IOTA Foundation community, and it's the way that it should be. So we should really appreciate where we stand right now. It's less than a week away. So it will be very, very interesting to see how this transition will look like. And I'm really, really excited. I think when it comes to the Ledger wallets, that's maybe a last major point. We will support that as well. So all of the instructions, we are right now producing a video so that you guys can easily follow instructions and like a how-to version of how to do the transition. I think Chris Miller is also making a video. So there's really nothing to worry about. We really made this foolproof, so that the migration for all of you will be painless. It's as simple as basically generating a new wallet where you have to click a few instructions and the wallet takes care of all of the heavy lifting. So yeah, it's coming together. It's really coming together. And one thing you guys might have noticed is that the Chrysalis design is getting brighter and brighter. So yeah, it's really interesting. Just so you know, because I saw a question, is it possible to transfer IOTA between Trinity and Firefly wallets? The answer is no, simply because Firefly uses a completely new address scheme, and Firefly is basically built for Chrysalis, and Trinity is built for the current old IOTA network. And that means that right now the main focus is how do we convert your Trinity wallet to a Firefly wallet and to a Chrysalis wallet. So that's really where the migration software comes into place. The same thing that we had last year when the MoonPay incident happened. So it will be painless. And just to reiterate this once more, because we get this question quite often, you do not need to rush the migration. You can do this after the 28th. So don't worry, right? You will not be able to transfer IOTA tokens to exchanges. Keep that in mind, because only the Chrysalis network is going to be the IOTA network that will be supported by exchanges, I think, right? They can always support something else, but this is really the intention here. So it's and if you have tokens on exchanges, they will do the migration for you. We are coordinating with all the exchanges right now on how to do the migration with them. So if you have tokens on exchanges, you can keep them there as well if you want to. Obviously, it's better to have them yourself, but there's nothing to worry about. I just want to reassure you guys. So maybe let's move forward with my last major point. So I think that's it about the Chrysalis migration, right? It's happening. It's super exciting, and it just shows our clear path towards production readiness. And last week we talked about crossing the chasm. IOTA is on its path to be the first production ready and the first fee-less distributed ledger. As all of you know, we have really big ambitions with the machine economy. And we also have really big ambitions with IOTA becoming this digital infrastructure that will be adopted in the real world. So I think that's really big goals, but we are showing our potential, and the growth of IOTA is really visible. We always said there's nothing more exciting than seeing the ecosystem just building something and growing and basically utilizing our tech without us having to provide any assistance, without us providing any sort of support. That really means that the ecosystem is self-sustainable, and this is really where we are heading with Chrysalis. One of those exciting cases was actually Uberge. Uberge was a company, or is a company in Germany that was developing the COVID test stations, right? They had like test centers where IOTA was integrated. And they made this joke about using 5 blockchains. Uberge is also the company that was selected to do the German vaccination passport. Sadly, they had to communicate today publicly that they're no longer going to utilize blockchain and instead rely on centralized architectures. A lot of this has to do because of political reasons. Because of the backlash as well, and also obviously because I would say there were some miscommunications in some aspect. But nonetheless, we are on the right path. And I think we are really focused on moving forward with our digital identity solution. And we have some adoption cases there as well. And while this would have been a very interesting use case, it's really nothing compared to the developments that we're doing with Zebra and the other stuff. And it's also something more controversial, having these vaccination passports, as we've seen over the last few months. So I wish Uberge all the best with their solution. They're still using IOTA in production for some other use cases. I think there was one with birth control. There's also obviously the test centers. And I think this was the joke, right? Are they still using 5 blockchains? Yes. Asterix. So yeah, it is pretty interesting how these things work. Obviously, political. By the way, hold on. There was somebody saying that Binance will not be supported. I didn't say that. I said that Binance is currently working on it and finishing it up. So don't misconstrue my words, as happens so often on the internet. I'm just making fun. We're going to release all of these statements of exchanges and of partners over the next 2 weeks, by the way, so that all of you also kind of see the level of support that we're receiving from them. And just to reiterate this once more, if an exchange does not support the Chrysalis integration yet, it means that you can still trade. You can still trade tokens. Like, trading is not stopped. It just means that deposits and withdrawals are not accepted anymore, and that those only can be accepted once the exchange does the integration of Chrysalis. So trading will commence, and trading will probably only increase, right? So we also realized previously that the exchange support is really great, and we wanted to have at least 3 exchanges that are committed to doing the migration before we give a concrete timeline for Chrysalis. And this is really what we have now. with 3 exchanges supporting it, and we also have custodians supporting it. So, and we also have those other exchanges committed to doing the Chrysalis integration after the live date on the 28th. So we are not worried, and trading will continue. We are open 24/7, right? So maybe some closing remarks. Right now it's super busy. Everybody is really focused, which is great. And there's just so much excitement for Chrysalis, for the mainnet upgrade, and that is happening in less than 2 weeks. But at the same time, we have this next big objective, which is Coinbase, to truly fully decentralize IOTA. And that is really the biggest milestone since our history, since our existence. And it was always the objective of IOTA to be the first fully decentralized, completely feeless, and also no miner, right? DLT. And we are well on our way with that, with Nectar. If you think about it, we're like, what is Nectar? Nectar is really this sort of feature complete version of Coinbase that is now in a version where it becomes this, maybe this sort of pre-production network of IOTA, right? It becomes this network where we can give out incentives to participate in it, and where we really feel comfortable with the solution itself, that is going to be able to scale, that it solves these problems, and that it is secure, right? And that is coming in May. So after we're done with the Chrysalis upgrade on the 28th, we have Nectar coming up. And we also have a lot of exciting progress happening with smart contracts and also with NFTs. We are going to share more on what's really happening with fully decentralizing IOTA, because there's a lot of exciting stories to share there. But it's all really coming together, and we are crossing the chasm. So all of you are really in the early adopter stage still. So we have some very exciting progress to show on the tech side. And what's really exciting is really what's going to happen on the ecosystem side. There's 3 NFT marketplaces being built right now. There's real estate being tokenized right now. There's all of these use cases that are being built right now with this future in mind, that we as IOTA are becoming production ready, that we as IOTA are the only feeless DLT. So many are starting to build right now, and it's going to be really exciting to see how all of this will continue, and will accelerate with the introduction of Chrysalis. So it's going to be very exciting to see how the Tangle will evolve, and how we have this base layer that is production ready, that is fully decentralized, fully secure, and fully feeless, and the type of applications that you're going to see on top of that. So it really becomes its own ecosystem, and there's going to be ecosystems within that ecosystem. So it's going to be big. So it's all coming together. Yeah, so it's crazy to see how we've evolved, because we did just start as a Bitcoin talk forum. That's how everything started, right? And now we are here as IOTA. Now we're here as this entire crypto space, and we have one company that is publicly traded, that has a market cap of more than $60 billion. And it's sometimes unbelievable to see how all of this played out, because I can honestly tell you, when all of us were getting started in this space in 2011, 2012, nobody thought it would get this big. But in hindsight, it all makes sense. As Steve Jobs always said, you can only connect the dots backwards. And what's really different about 2017 and 2020 is just this necessity, and this utility of crypto is there today. People really need it. Really, people can really utilize it. People can really benefit from it. And we live in a world where you earn negative interests interest rates on your money, where you no longer control your money, where you don't control your data, where these centralized systems are sort of abusing our rights. And you kind of are left with these thoughts, like what is the alternative? And the only answer is crypto. I always come back to the same conclusion, like the only thing that truly fundamentally makes sense in this new world are crypto assets, are decentralized systems. They not only make our world more resilient and more secure, they also make them more fair and equitable. It is about giving people the rights over their assets, over their data, to make decisions of how they want to build their future, and also give them new opportunities, right? Everything that we are doing with IOTA, the main reason why we are building IOTA, why we are building this protocol, why we are making it open source and free to utilize, is because we want to have a huge ecosystem and an open community where all of you can benefit from these technologies that we are building, and from these new applications, these new startups, these new products that are leveraging IOTA. It's really about creating a new future together with all of you. And it just really shows that we are on the right path to change something, to build something for the future, to build the future. And obviously everybody's going to benefit from this future. Yeah. So yeah, exciting times. And even if there's down markets, or even if there's going to be short-term hiccups, I'm long on the crypto space. I'm long on IOTA. I only hold IOTA tokens. This is the future that we are building, and the future that we are building is a future where machines talk with each other, where machines transact with each other, where we transact with the machines, and where we have an open society, where we have an open economy, where anybody can participate freely, where anybody has the same level of access to opportunities and has unique opportunities that are provided to them, because we are in this global economy where you can transact freely, and where you can exchange your assets and exchange your data the way that you want to. It's all coming together. So with that said, Chrysalis, we have 2 weeks. Migration is starting next week. We're going to do maybe a special show next week on Wednesday. We're going to guide you guys through. We're going to hold your hands for the migration. It will be smooth sailing, hopefully. And it will be a new dawn. It will be a new beginning for us as a project, for us as a community, and also for the entire ecosystem. So I'm really excited to build this future together with all of you. And I'm really, really damn excited for what is to come after Chrysalis, because Chrysalis is just a new dawn. And a new dawn means that the sun is rising, but the sun hasn't really peaked yet. We are going to really build towards that, and we are going to fully decentralize IOTA. We're going to build out smart contracts on par with Polkadot, on par with Ethereum, and we are going to build one of the largest ecosystems in this space. So with that said, buckle up. We are really getting there. And I hope that all of you enjoyed the show. Leave a like and subscribe. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to us on Discord. We are always there for you. We always like to give input. And if you want to build on IOTA, please reach out. We are here to support you. We're here to guide you through all of this. So next week, we have to start the migration. Get prepared. We are going to share a lot of tutorials with you guys. And with that said, I hope that all of you have an amazing day, and see you soon. Bye-bye.